What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me for my Homebrew Wednesday number 5. Today it's a quick video about my Backyard IPA. The brew video I'll put in the top right. I've tasted it, it turned out pretty good. It didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted it to. I modeled it after Yard's IPA. Yard's IPA is a beer that I just started liking after I really got into the IPA scene, and it's really just been a very recent thing within the last year or so. I really like the hop aromatics that come off the Yard's IPA. I like the flavor of the Yard's IPA, and I wanted to model my Backyard IPA as much as I could off of the Yard's IPA. So what I started with was the information that I could get about the Yard's IPA. It had generous amounts of Chinook and Amarillo hops. It was hopped with Cascade in the hop bag. Yard's also has Bravo, Columbus, and Eureka. I'm assuming the Bravo, Columbus, and Eureka were done as dry hop or late hop additions. It doesn't really say, and I couldn't really find anywhere that said how they were added. Yard's is 62 IBUs and 7% ABV. The one thing that I found a little bit hard to come up with as far as the recipe was it used English barley. I think why I like Yard's beer so much is, I'm not the biggest bitterness fan when it comes to IPAs, but I really like hop aromatics. And I think Yard's does a really good job with that. So my Backyard IPA, like I said, check that link out. I used 8 pounds of 2-row pale. I used 2 pounds of caramel crystal. I might have been a little heavy there, which is why I have the color difference, I believe. And the English barley, I didn't really know where to go for that. I just threw in a pound of honey malt. That was probably a mistake. The honey malt's probably giving it some characteristics that are not exactly what I was looking for. I used an ounce of Chinook for 60 minutes, and I think that was probably a little bit of a mistake. That's going to add a little bit more bitterness. I wasn't really going for bitterness as much as I was going for the aromatics. I did a ½ ounce Amarillo with 10 minutes left, and then I did an ounce Amarillo Gold with 5 minutes left. I think those were both good choices. I did a ½ ounce Bravo, ½ ounce Columbus, and a ¼ ounce Eureka dry hopped. So, the more I researched it, the more I'm finding out dry hopping gives more of a grassy taste, and your late addition hops are more of an aromatic taste. So I'm thinking I should have probably focused a little more of the dry hopping into a late addition hopping. So my next brew will probably take a little more of the dry hops out and focus them in towards late addition hopping. I definitely think there's some other hops out there that would be better suited for an aromatic IPA. So when I revise this brew, I'm definitely going to go with some different hop selections. On the next IPA I do, I'm going to switch the honey out. I think I'm going to use Munich, and I'm going to reduce the caramel from 2 pounds down to 1 pound. However, what I have now isn't bad. And you can see it's clear, very nice and clear. I cold crashed it, and I fermented it in the fermenter Source, and that's a new fermenter that I have, and it turned out very nice. Is I want to taste them side by side. So my first taste, because I want to set the standard, is going to be with the Yard's IPA. Cheers. And the nose is wonderful in the Yard's IPA. I don't know how they pull it off with the hop selections, but it's got to be something to do with, late addition hops. And I'm still new at all this, so I'm just trying to figure it out. If you have an idea better than I do, leave it in the comments. Good amount of bitterness. And at 65 IBU, it's meant to have that kind of bitterness. So it's a good beer, though. And now the Backyard IPA, first version. the nose just falls short. There's just not much there. You know, there's really no hop aroma there at all. I don't know why that is. It just smells like beer. I mean, there's nothing special there. You know, it smells like just like a Miller Lite or a Bud Light or something. There's just no hops coming through. It has a good bitterness. Bitterness is probably 55, 60. The hops they're just not there. And I don't know why that is. In flavor or in aroma. It's just a good beer. It's got the carbonation, it has the bitterness, but the hops just aren't there. And I put a lot of hops in there, so I'm not sure what I did wrong. So I'm fighting through that. If you have any ideas for me, let me know. Either I've got an off flavor where I did something wrong, or the honey is leaving an off flavor, or a flavor that I'm not happy with. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad beer. It's not a bad beer at all. And I think this is just part of the fun of brewing. It's it's such a long process. It can be disappointing, or it can be really encouraging, or it can be incredibly awesome. Like, I brewed a sweet stout. Link, it'll be in the top right. I mean, that was absolutely phenomenal. I love that sweet stout. And I'm still very young into this, so I can't wait to. I'm going to put this at like on a scale of 1 to 10 as far as my satisfaction. I'm going to put it at like a 5. But it's definitely not a throwaway beer. I'm going to drink it all, and I'm learning from it. So that's a wrap for me. Please, if you have any hints, any ideas for me, leave those in the comment section below, because I'm definitely no expert in this. I'm kind of learning from you guys and from trial and error. And I think my next brew is going to be a sour. And I'm looking for what kind of fruit sour to make it. I'm leaning towards maybe a raspberry, cherry, something along those lines. Appreciate you joining me, and I'll catch you next time. I really appreciate you sticking around to watch the whole video. Check out these other videos over here. You may very well be interested in those also. The inspiration behind the videos is your feedback. And the best way to give me your feedback is to hit the like button down below. Most importantly, hit the subscribe button down below, and you can also leave comments. I can't wait to see you next time.